as always, please take care of yourselves today. As Minna said, it's hot out, and depending on where you are in the country or in the world, we're having different temperatures. But whatever you're experiencing, just make sure you self-regulate. And I really invite you. Some people love summer. For some people, it's really challenging. I invite you to just be at your own pace and really check in and see what you need, and to give yourself that. So if it means going a little slower, please do. If it means amping things up, please do. And if it means just stopping and resting and lying down or sitting quietly or meditating, that's a wonderful, wonderful option as well. And it's still nice to remain with the community, even no matter what you're doing. So please do take care. Let's start seated, either in a chair or propped up on the blanket. If you prefer not to be on the floor, a chair is terrific. Find a good seat. And ground those sitting bones. You can rock a little side to side so that you can find those two sitting bones, those grounding points, to stabilize the pelvis. Feel the shoulders stacked directly over the hips, right in line. You can keep the eyes open or closed, and just take a moment to notice how you feel. What's going on in your physical body? Are there any places that need particular attention today? Just taking a scan through the body and checking that out for yourself. Notice any places of tension or, God forbid, pain. And just making a commitment to really honor those places and this whole self with some really tender care today. And notice your mind. How's it going in your mental space? Is it sort of active and hot and fast? Do you feel a little sluggish or blank or slow, or somewhere in the middle? Where are you on that spectrum? Just take note. There's nothing you need to change. Just noticing. There are a lot of worries. Is there a lot of information in that brain? Just notice. How is it? And you may or may not. This is really a choice. You are really at choice. You may or may not make a kavanah, an intention, to take whatever are the contents of that brain and just set them aside, like open a treasure chest, a box. Place those cares, worries, whatever you've got into that box with a commitment that you know that after 45 minutes you'll come right back. But there's the possibility to just put it aside for this moment. And notice the heart space, the emotional space. How are you doing? How are you feeling? Again, no need to change that. Just a check-in. How am I doing right now? And see if there's any kind of kavanah, an intention that you'd like to set for your practice time today. A word, a phrase, something simple to guide your practice today. And see if something arises. And you can place that intention and really keep that kavanah with you through our practice time today. And let's take the shoulders up towards the ears on an inhale. And as we exhale, draw the shoulders back, shoulder blades squeezing toward each other and then coming down the back. A couple of shoulder rolls, inhaling up and exhaling back and down. So moving through that whole shoulder girdle, nice and slow, juicy, gooey. Isn't it a blessing and a miracle that we get to practice together today? And the next time you come back down, just pause and feel the length of your neck, the distance from your ears to your shoulders. And take the right ear toward the right shoulder. You could do a little bit of nodding here. A yes. If you like, you can take the right arm up and over, give a stretch to the left side of the neck. Let the jaw be easy, the throat be easy. And then inhale up and left ear to left shoulder. Heavy in the head, dropping the shoulders. Again, if you like, you can take a nod with the head. If you'd like, you can bring the arm up and over. And then release. Come on down. We're going to take the arms up. If you have any issues in the shoulders, maybe you're just coming to here or here or here, or maybe it's not comfortable at all. You decide. If the shoulders are feeling open and okay, you can take the palms and interlace them. Send the palms forward for a moment. Feel the openness of your back, and then start to bring the arms up overhead, palms toward the ceiling, long through the outer arms, the armpits, the side waists. Inhale here through the nose. Exhale, drop the jaw, release the hands. Keep the arms in the peripheral vision as they come down. We'll do that one more time, and this time take the hands and interlace them the opposite way. So kind of do the habit and then move them over one notch, just to move against habit a little bit. Take the palms facing forward, straighten through the elbows, and inhale the arms up. Press those palms up. See that the shoulder blades are continuing to drop down. Inhale through the nose. As you exhale, drop the jaw, separate the arms, bring them down. Again, arms in the peripheral vision. Just feel the majesty of your own self, this tall spine, the divinity incarnate that we really are in a body. Piece of God's creation. Okay, my friends, Chodesh Tov, it's Tammuz. Time marches along. Normally, we have Parshat Chukat and Balak together in most years, but since we had our leap year this year, we separate them. Parshat Chukat, I'd like to take a look at that today. Very big Torah portion. There's a real connection between life and death in this portion. It opens with some laws around how we handle a corpse, laws around handling a corpse. Torah says that anyone who touches the corpse of any human being shall be unclean for 7 days. And then we have the death of Miriam and also the death of Aaron in this chapter. The Israelites complain that they don't have enough water, and this is the famous scene of Moses striking the rock without really getting full permission from God in that moment, and as a result of it, gets in a lot of trouble. And this is where God says that Moses will not enter the land because of this mistake. So we have the death of Miriam, we have the death of Aaron, and we have the announcement, really, of the pending death of Moses. So water, life, life-giving force, and death. Want to talk about this scene of Miriam's death, which is really just a sentence. The Israelites arrived in a body at the wilderness of Tzin, B'chodesh Harishon, on the first new moon. Vayeshev ha'am beKadesh, and the people stayed at a place called Kadesh. So it's the new moon, and the place is called Kadesh, holy. And all the Torah says is Miriam died and was buried there. Vatamot sham Miriam, vatikaver sham. That's it. She died and was buried there. The next sentence, the next verse says, V'lo haya mayim la'eda. The community was without water, and they joined against Moses and Aaron. So the rabbis ask, what's this connection? Miriam died and was buried on the new moon at Kadesh, and then the community was without water. Seems like a non sequitur. There is a midrash about Miriam's well. Many of you may know it quite well. And Miriam, the idea that these Mayim Chayim, these living waters, traveled with the Israelites through the desert after Miriam's death and had healing powers. And they dried up after her death. And she was responsible for the physical and the spiritual sustenance of the Israelites. Here's what the Talmud tells us about Miriam's well in Ta'anit 9a. Rabbi Yossi, son of Rabbi Yehuda, says, 3 good sustainers rose up for the Jewish people during the exodus from Egypt, and they are Moses, Aaron, and Miriam, the 3 siblings. And 3 good gifts were given from heaven through their agency, and these are they. These are the gifts: the well of water, the pillar of cloud, and the manna. He elaborates, the well was given to the Jewish people in the merit, in the zechut of Miriam. The pillar of cloud, the anan, was in the merit of Aaron, and the manna in the merit of Moses. When Miriam died, the well disappeared, as it stated, and Miriam died there, and it says thereafter in the next verse, and there was no water for the congregation. So that's the explanation that the rabbis give Talmudically and midrashically, that there was a well, and she was the one who provided for them, and after her death it dried up. So our body is made up to 60% water. Isn't that amazing? Up to 60% water, more than half of our body. So we need water. I mean, Mayim Chayim is no joke. We need water for life. So we can find our wellspring, and we can find our wellspring in our embodiment and really raising up of the inner waters. So I want to investigate today in our practice what's lengthening, what is nourishing, what is life-giving and sustaining, just like Mayim Chayim. So let's stand. This practice today really, Bizchut Miriam, in the merit of Miriam, in honor of Miriam Haneviah, the prophetess, who led the Israelites in song in crossing the sea and who provided water. So physical sustenance and song, spiritual sustenance. This is for that capacity that Miriam's benefit gave us, and that capacity within ourselves. The joints give us life-giving capacity. So let's start with the joints. Taking the feet hip-width apart, and just take a bend through the ankles and the knees. You can spread the toes and really open the surface area of the feet, just starting with a bend. The ankles, the knees. And then moving through the feet a little bit, coming all the way up and even over the toes if you'd like, and opening the tops of the ankles. Just back and forth. Take as much time as you need here, especially the tops of the feet, the tops of the ankles. Don't really get their due. It feels good. Just moving through the whole foot. And then circling the ankles. You can lift the foot. Feel free to take a wall or a chair for some help with balance if you'd like. One direction and then the other direction. A little bit of point and flex. It's really opening the ankles, all sides of the ankles. One foot, the other foot. Pointing and flexing. Good. And then moving to the knees, warming up your hands, giving a little massage to the kneecaps. Little rub over the tops of the knees, the sides of the knees, behind the knees. Take the feet together, bend the knees, and take them from one side to the other and back to center, and then go back in the other direction. So it's bend, circle, come on back. Little movement for the knees. Very good for the tendons and ligaments that surround them. And then moving up to the hips. Take the feet a little wider than hip width, hip distance apart. Take the hands to the hips, and we're going to do a little slow hula hoop action, taking circles with the hips. You can start small and get bigger, get wider. You can see if the torso, upper body wants to get involved a little bit as you go. Again, taking it at your own pace, your own movement, finding these outer limits for these hips. Maybe they're stiff from sitting in a chair or perhaps being in a car and traveling over this holiday weekend. This is one of my all-time favorites. And then pausing and the other direction. It's really one of my all-time favorites for just going through the whole body, getting to all these sticky places. And diving into breath and into sensation. And then pausing that, and let's move to the wrists. First we can start with the joints of the fingers, just any way you want, maybe grabbing them, opening them, spiraling. See what you want to do. And then taking circles with the wrists. I like to think of flamenco dancer. Move here, opening all fingers and closing them as you come around, and then go the other direction. Especially if we do a fair amount of work at a computer, we want to open up these wrists and get some exercise for the fingers. That's not just repetitive motion all the time. And then moving to the elbows, opening and closing, could be both together or separately. Just explore the elbows. You can even carve some space with your elbows, and that helps start to move it to the shoulders. Be a little creative here. Wrists, elbows, shoulders. You can straighten through the arms, do a little backstroke, little freestyle. Just start to open up the shoulders. Great. And then come to pause, and we're going to take a side bend. So this can be feet apart, or it could be feet together. It can be one hand to the hip and the arm up, or it can be arms up and steepled the fingertips if you like. So you just decide here. We're going to go over to the right side first. So it's either arms up and fingers steepled here, or one hand, right hand to the right hip, left arm up, inhaling, and exhaling, take that side bend over to the right. You can press on that right hip, sending it over to the left side. Inhaling, coming up, and we'll switch sides. Inhale, exhale. Pressing the feet down as you lengthen and come over to the side. And then coming on back. Okay, friends, a couple of standing poses. So these are little, gets the blood pumping, get a little fire moving through the body. Take the legs wide. We're going to look at warrior 2 first. So right toes out, left toes in, front heel in line with the back arch. Inhale those arms up to the shoulders. And of course, if that's not feeling great for you, you can just take the hands at the hips. Inhale here and exhale. Let's bend through that right knee and bring it down. So maybe a little, maybe a lot. Maybe you're on a chair today. Back leg is straight. Gazing over the right fingertips. Sending those left fingertips back in space. Staying here for a couple breaths. Let some heat begin to build. Shoulders down. And then as you're ready, release. Turn the feet. Right toes in, left toes out. Inhale the arms up. And exhale, bend through that left knee, coming on down. And just notice how it is on the second side. See how this is a good measure of just, how's the body doing today in the legs and the inner thighs, in the quads, in the glutes. How are you feeling with the strength of the legs today? Building some heat. When you're ready, press into the feet and come on up. We're going to turn the toes again, and we're going to move into side angle, adding on here. So starting by inhaling the arms up, and exhale, bend through the right knee. Good. Inhale. Take the right hand to the right thigh. Exhale, extend the top arm if you'd like. It's finding side ankle. Gaze is forward or the gaze is up toward the ceiling. Lots of length from the back toes all the way up to the fingertips. Opening up both sides of the body and spinning those right ribs under you and forward. And then inhale and come on up. And we'll turn. Inhale the arms up. And exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, place the forearm. Exhale, lengthen the top arm. Pause here and breathe. As you're ready, press into the feet. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, release everything you can jump or hop the feet toward each other. Pause for a moment, mountain pose. Just easy, stable, even standing. Notice how you're doing. You can come back to that kavanah that you set at the beginning of our session and just check in with it. Remind yourself what you're working toward today. So part of building up this wellspring, this life-giving force within us is building strength and building a little bit of heat, isn't it? So we're going to take some chair pose, sometimes called fierce pose. We're going to sit it down. You can take the block between your thighs. If you don't have a block, don't worry. It's just really nice to have the block, to be able to squeeze. The feet are hip-width apart. I'm just going to show you from the side, mostly because I want to show you my lengthened spine to remind you here. So lift, spread your toes, lay them down, really just find that grounding. Inhale the arms up at shoulder height, and then exhale, sit it back like you're sitting in a chair. The spine is long, the belly is drawn in. We want to really elongate the lower spine. The arms can be here, forward. If you'd like, if you prefer, the arms can be up. You can decide. We're squeezing on that block. Can even lift all the 10 toes up if you want a little more heat. And we're here for a few breaths. Head and neck in line with the rest of the spine. And when you're ready, press into the feet and come on up. You might take a hand to the belly and a hand to the heart and check in. How are you doing right now? Life-giving waters, fluids in the body that just help us all day, every day, stay in balance and be able to be here in this moment in our lives actively with health. What a blessing. As you're ready, you can remove the block and you can come on down to the floor. Feel free to fold the blanket and sit up on it to just raise the hips a little if you'd like. Just helps to give a little bit of extra length to the low back. We're going to take the left foot out to the side and the right knee is bent and the foot coming in. You can put it anywhere you like. It could be a little more in front of you or a little more in toward the groin. And just sitting up in this place. We're going to investigate a side bend. So, inhaling the right arm up and exhaling, taking a side bend over toward that left leg. Long spine. And you can use this left arm to help you turn a little, torso forward, maybe up, giving some length and opening to the body, right? So that it's not closed down, but just a really nice open side bend here. See how far you want to go, right? It might be a little or a lot. You might take hold of the foot. You might grab the top arm to the toe. You'll see what you need. I'm taking it kind of just pretty easy, just enjoying the ride today. See what you need for your body. Feeling the breath coming and going. And then when you're ready, inhale and come on up. And we will switch sides. So bringing that left foot in and extending that right leg long. And you'll see, again, depending on the inner thighs, on the groins, you'll see how wide you want to take this, right? We try in our yoga practice, we really make a sincere dedication to taking ourselves off of autopilot, don't we? So that we don't just go from one side to the other before checking it out. How is it different? How's it different today than yesterday? What do we need? So continuing to check in and just see what you need. We're going to inhale that left arm up, both side waist lifting, nice tall torso, and exhale. Take a fold, side bend over to the right. How does it feel on the second side? Investigate, check out your alignment points, see what you need. Each inhale lengthens the body, and each exhale moves a little more into the side bend. When you're ready, inhale and come up. Good, and before we come to the floor, we'll take a forward bend. So I invite you to take it any way you would like. You could take it with crossed legs. You could take it with wide legs. You could take it with legs together, if that's your preference. Right? So really 3 possibilities, maybe there are even more, for forward bending today. Wherever you are, finding those sitting bones, just like we did in the beginning, ground and lift, inhale. And as you exhale, begin to come forward with the torso. Take it in your own time. Long spine. Starting to walk those hands forward. Again, seeing where's your limit today, where's your edge. Each inhale lengthening. Each exhale folding. Really allowing yourself to be sustained by that Miriam's well, that life force taking you through whatever might be aspects of your own personal midbar, your own personal desert, parched place at this time. We might have parched places in our professional lives or in our personal lives, or in our interior lives. Can we remember to drink from that well, from that sustenance and nourishment? As you're ready, inhaling, coming on up. And we'll come to lie down. You might take your blanket and place it at the head, just so you can place the back of your head here. Lay it down. And first, let's just come to pause in constructive rest. Knees bent, soles of the feet to the floor. Torso lengthening and widening. Backs of the shoulders and outer shoulders just really dropping to the floor. Just find yourself allowing your body to move into this orientation, this new orientation with gravity. Feel the floor. Feel the floor, the earth coming to meet you. And let's take the right knee and hug it in towards the chest. Left knee can remain bent or left leg can be long. Just pull it in if you'd like. You can draw the forehead up to the knee. And then inhale and reach the leg and also the arms out. So just one long noodle. If the arms will release overhead to the floor, great. And then as you exhale, bring that left knee in towards the chest. Stay here a couple breaths. Again, you can draw the navel in and draw the forehead toward the knee as you widen through the backs of the shoulder blades. Good. And then inhale, release everything long. One more time. And exhale, just let it all drop to the floor. Okay, friends. One last thing before we settle into stillness, and that is a twist. Draw the knees in toward the chest, give them a hug. The arms are out at shoulder height. Palms can face up or down. It's according to your preference, whatever you'd like. Inhale, take a deep inhale, expand the sides of the rib cage. And as you exhale, bring those knees down to the right. Ground that left shoulder, that left outer shoulder down. And bring your attention to this life-giving twist. This is great, great nourishment for the spine, for the waters of the spine, as it were, for all the spinal fluids. Ma'im chayim, living waters. And as you're ready, inhale the knees through center. You can rearrange yourself evenly if you feel a little off. Inhale here, draw the knees in towards the chest, and exhale, take the knees down over to the left side. Right shoulder grounded. It's feeling all the nuances of this twist. Grounding that right shoulder down. Stay easy through the jaw, easy through the throat. Stay as long as you like. When you're ready, come back to center. Give those knees a hug. And then let's settle into stillness any way you like. You might keep the blanket under your head. You might cover yourself with it. You might roll it up and put it under the knees or the thighs. I'll show you that one. You might just extend legs long, or you might keep knees bent and finish with constructive rest. You decide. A couple minutes of stillness right here. Allowing the nervous system to receive the teachings, receive the movements really deeply, in a really deep way. Just like Miriam's well. Know where you have to go. Nothing you have to do. Just allowing for some rest. Miriam hanevia oz v'zimra beyada Miriam tirkoditanu lehagdil zimrat olam Miriam tirkoditanu לתקן את העולם במהרה בימינו היא תביאנו אל מי הישועה אל מי הישועה Miriam Hanaviyah, Miriam the prophet. Oz, strength. Vizimra, and song, biyada, in her hand. Miriam, dance with us. Lehagdil zimrat olam, to increase the song of the world. Miriam, dance with us. Letaken et haolam, to repair the world. Bimheiravi amenu, speedily in our days, soon may she bring us to the waters of redemption. El me hayeshua, to the waters of redemption. Deeply needed. On the personal, on the collective level. As you're ready, start to make your way to a comfortable seat. Really bringing the power of Miriam's life, her model. Few words in the Torah, but strong example and presence. Really bringing that into our week, this week. Notice how you're feeling. And we close our practice by sending our blessings, our merit, sending the merit of our practice out. We don't hold on to it. We send our energies anywhere anyone needs healing. Maybe you have personal people in your lives who need healing. We send it to the planet. We send it to Israel and Gaza. And as we've been doing each week, we'll close with Achenu Kol Beit Israel, from our own liturgy. Prayer on Mondays and Thursdays for those in captivity, that they be freed. So Natalie will put it on the screen. Please feel free to sing together with me, or you can just listen, take it in, concentrate on sending healing and hope. Achenu kol beit Yisrael, Achyoteinu kol beit Yisrael, Hanetunim betzara uvashivya, Haomdim ben bayam uven bayabasha. Hamakom yerachem aleim, veyotziem mitzara lirevacha, ve'afel leora, umishibud ligeula, Hashtabagala uvizman kariv. May they be freed from captivity speedily, soon, and in health. Amen. Thank you all. Thank you for practicing. Again, Chodesh Tov and Shavua Tov.